Questions for Cam?
You guys created a lot of turnovers the other night that played a big role in the win. What's that like for the defense? I mean, I know you guys celebrated and everything. Do you guys have one of those decorations that we've seen other things? But if not, what's it like for you guys when you're able to do that and then you see the offense go down and take advantage?
Yeah, definitely. It's a great thing to have on the sidelines when you come over, especially during a game. You get 4 turnovers, you got a higher chance of coming out of the game with a victory. So, no, we don't have a turnover chain or belt or anything like that. But
Thank God.
we work on turnover circuit every day in practice. So the coaches do a good job of emphasizing how turnovers are going to help us win games, especially in the MAC. Every game's close, so you got to do everything you can to give yourself an advantage over other teams.
Kim, how big was first half at OU? Started out rough for the defense, but from that point, was that a motivating factor just for the Buffalo game with what happened at OU?
Well, we definitely knew that we could play better. We definitely knew that first half and really that entire game wasn't who we are or what we've been working for. So this past week, it was just getting back to what we do right and just understanding that we're going to go out there and every play is a new play and not holding on to the old plays, the good or bad, just playing every play as if it's the most important play of the game. So.
Coach Martin emphasized the other night after the game how impressed he was with the resiliency of the coaching staff and the players to put that Ohio loss behind them and get ready for Buffalo. Do you guys do anything intentionally to kind of like bring everybody forward and help them put that behind them? Or is it just like a work ethic that you guys have employed all year?
Well, it's definitely a little bit of both, especially the work ethic. You know, Coach Martin, all the sporting staff do a great job of we're going to prepare better than anybody else in the league. So every week's a new week. We're going to prepare like it's the Super Bowl every single week against these teams. And just going off last week's loss to Ohio, we met as the defensive starters. We met with Coach Martin. We talked about what was going good, what was going bad, and where we need to change in order to keep the bad things at a minimum and excel our play. So I think that helped us this week, and just understanding that, once again, that every play is a new play. Like, you just got to keep playing. So,
Kim, what was the difference that you were able to force 4 turnovers? I mean, this is something the defense has, I don't know, struggled to do, but just haven't made that big of an impact. Where did that come from?
Right. Well, the first series we got a forced fumble, so I think everybody just recognized that their ball security was kind of lacking, and whenever you're around the ball, take a shot at the ball. And as far as the interception goes, it's John Saunders. He does it every day in practice, so it wasn't really anything new for him. He's just going up making a play on the ball. So.
All right, moving forward, looking towards Bowling Green, how much time have you been able to spend looking at filming them, and what do you see so far?
Yes, we've had just about over a day to kind of look at what they do on offense. They do a lot of good stuff. They do a lot of motioning, try to get people out of their gaps, confuse people, a lot of spread, a lot of empty. So it's going to be a challenge for us this week to make sure everybody's in their gap every single play because, like I said, they do a lot of motioning, a lot of pulling guards, a lot of action tight ends to create new gaps and get defenses out of their gaps. So being in our gap and everybody playing the defense every down is going to be paramount this week.
Questions for Jack?
So what'd you think when you heard that Coach Martin didn't even see the flea flicker play for the touchdown on the first play?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's just we've been working that play for I think a week or two. Yeah, no, I think sometimes you got to hide the great plays from from the head coach because then maybe he won't run them. I don't know, but I'm happy that we did. We came out and took a shot on the first play and it ended up working. So that was a pretty fun way to start the game.
Brett was saying after the game too that he was a little nervous on that play. You were so wide open. He was concerned that he was going to overthrow it or underthrow it, but he hit you right in stride.
Yeah, I think those ones are always the most nerve-wracking plays when you're so wide open. The only thought in my head is don't drop it, don't drop it, don't drop it. And then once you catch it, it's don't get caught, don't get caught, don't get caught. So I mean, those plays are always really fun to run, but I mean, if they work, executionally before the catch, it's really only bad things that can happen. So it's usually kind of a scary play too. But it worked out awesome, and like I said, it was a really fun way to start off the game too.
Now, that can give opposing defenses something more to think about. Can it? I mean, just that you have that capability to execute that play, that's got to be a valuable weapon for you.
Yeah, I mean, I think, anytime you run something that's out of the ordinary, a trick play, I think it gives them a little bit more to think about as far as, we did a reverse later in the game, and they covered it really well. But just, we have a couple of those in our bag, and so it keeps the defense on their toes, and it always gives them something else to think about just rather than a standard run, standard pass. We always have something else possibly up our sleeve.
Jack, what's changed about the offense the last 6 quarters? I mean, the offense is just humming right now.
Yeah, I think it was really humbling playing. We had a couple humbling experiences this year, but versus Ohio, going down 28-0, I think it was real humbling. It was something that our offense needed, and I think our organization as a whole, I think it's really important to understand that, no matter the success you've had in the past, every week is a new week, and it's MACtion. Anything can happen in the MAC. Any team, whether they're 1-7 or 7-2 or 7-1, they can come out, they can lose, they can win. It's really week to week. So I think it was really humbling, and it made us focus on the process more and executing perfectly in practice. Now when we don't execute a play perfectly in practice, we go and we rerun it once, twice, 3 times, however many times it takes to get that play perfect. And I think now it's starting to transition into the game pretty well.
Were you in the film room when Coach Martin saw the flea flicker play, and what was his reaction?
No, I didn't. No, I wasn't in there. But thankfully it worked, because I hope his reaction was good. If it didn't work, I don't think he would have been very happy. But so just leave it at that. Thankfully it worked. Yeah.
It just cracks me up that he didn't even see.
Yeah. No, I think it's pretty funny.
So I know you haven't had a long time to look at it, but what do you know about BG's defense?
Yeah, I just the only thing I've watched on them is their game versus Toledo yesterday. I don't think the score really is indicative of how good they are. I think that they're a really, really sound team. They're a sound defense. They have a really good defensive back and a good secondary. I haven't watched their linebackers or their front much, but their secondary is really, really sound. They have a bunch of really good athletes, and it comes down to making one-on-one plays on the outside, kind of every week. So it's going to be a fun game, and it's going to be another game that we got to attack, just like it's the MAC championship. Jack,
just personally for you, how much fun are you having this year? You're putting up some numbers that we haven't seen around here a lot.
Yeah, I've said it in the past. I think the success of one player isn't without the sacrifice and work of the 10 other guys and then the organization as a whole. So I think our offensive coaching staff does an amazing job. Coach Carroll, Coach Izzy, Coach C, Coach Pat, and Coach Welsh. The whole staff does an amazing job of trusting me to make plays and then putting me in position to make plays. And then also, the support staff I have around me. I have Mac, who's an amazing receiver. I have Walk, who put up, I don't know if it was career high numbers, but he put up amazing numbers last game. It really helps me having guys that I can trust to make plays, and then also do things to get me open. So, and then obviously Brett has put up career numbers in the past 2 games, so it always helps having a quarterback like Brett and then an O-line that protects him. So it's a real team success, but it's been fun putting up those numbers too.